This is where it all begins, with one kid alone on the playground. This is where you fall in love with the game. This is where the fantasy begins. No matter how long I play, it'll never change. Basketball is a part of me. I play because I love the game. I'm living my fantasy.
Jordan, look at that! Holy cow!
Jordan on the move, baseline.
A hee-haw.
Mission control, ready for launch.
Bulls look to tie. Jordan on the drive. All the way to the rack. Hold on, folks. Buckle up. Oh!
And there's a bounce pass to Jordan. Under he got slam dunk.
He's special. And I think there's only a few players that come around as special.
He's a pro's pro. I mean, we even like to see him play when we're not playing against him.
Down left side, Jordan. Fake right, go left to the base. He's inside. Reverse layup, what a move.
You watch him and he do something and you be like, now, I wish he could do that again.
Paxson a steal. He lobs for Jordan for the
He flies. He plays above the rim. He makes, some moves that he seems like, you guys are in high school or something,
Leaves the middle open. Jordan, what a move! It counts!
To Higgins, back to Jordan. Oh! Up to Jordan, baseline right, drives past Robinson. Shoots it, ready, good!
Once he get up there, then he say, well, I don't know if I want to shoot it yet. Maybe I just hang up here for a while, up in the air and just sit back and wait till everybody come down. And then he said, well, I don't know what move I'm gonna make. All the time he's still up in the air, And then all of a sudden, well, maybe I'll 360. No, I changed my mind. Maybe I'll go up on the other side. He's just incredible.
Jordan asked for a screen.
What a ball!
I can't see 20 years from now anybody saying, oh, he was okay for his time. I think he's going to be okay for the time before us, now, and 20 years down the line. He's going to be something that people look at and say, he's unbelievable.
Jordan gets to the circle and fires. Yes! Jordan on a breakaway. Two hands in. Jordan switches hands 3 times and counted. Right side cuts back left. That's the lane.
This is this year's team. Lou George. Jerry Charles. Paul Anthony. Brian George. Hugh Clark. Curtis Badeau. Roland Merriweather.
John Clayton, Mike Sigmund. Practice starts tomorrow at 3:30. Get your locker assignments at 3. See you then. All right, for those of you guys that didn't make it, I'd like to tell you something. Michael Jordan got cut from his high school team. And he came back a better ball player.
I like shooting alone anyway. I mean, I don't care about making the team.
8:35 left. Bulls need to string some hoops together. Jordan all the way to the hole.
Don't forget, Michael Jordan got cut too.
Into Jordan. Michael around Walker for that.
What am I, crazy? I don't need to be kicked around again.
So I expect to see all of you back here next year. All of you.
It's a 3-on-2 for the Bulls. Michael on the drive, in for the right. For the jam!
I want to see you guys here next year. I bet you Michael Jordan never even got cut.
Nice shot. I see you've been practicing. I know you like to play alone. You don't mind if I shoot with you, do you? I take that as a yes.
What are you doing here?
You know who Leroy Smith is?
No?
He's the last guy to make my high school basketball team.
So you did get cut?
My sophomore year. I mean, I really worked on my game. Of course, I grew 4.5 inches, and that didn't hurt at all. But I think it really helped my confidence and my determination.
7 seconds. Grant out high. Wide left, Pippen. 3 seconds. Jordan's force-up shot to the left. Oh, yes! Win. Michael Jordan saves the day.
In the NBA, there's a lot of great athletes, but it's your determination that sets you apart.
For a second, but now the clock is running down. 3. Jordan for 3. Pressey looks to bring it in. He comes into Cummings. Throws it away. The Bulls have it. Here comes Michael Jordan on the drive. 5 seconds. Jordan on the drive, right of the lane. 18-footer. Yeah! 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 Yeah!
Michael, he's his toughest when the game is on the line.
He loves that challenge. I mean, he literally, if he could go out and play 82 close games where he had the ball with the game on the line, that would probably be his dream season.
No matter what the game is or who you're playing against, you have to want the ball, the clock, the pressure. You block all that out. All you think about is what you have to do to win. That's why I love the end of the game, because it comes down to that one moment when it's all in my hands. It starts in the huddle. I listen to the coach set the play, but I'm also running plays in my mind. Things from the past. Sometimes I think back to North Carolina, and I'm a freshman again, playing for the national championship.
As we suspected, it's going right down to the wire. A 1-point lead for Georgetown. No, they stay in the 1-3-1 with Ewing in the middle. Gordy to Black. The tie, 18. Shot, Jordan! Michael Jordan! North Carolina has won the 1982 NCAA championship.
At that time, that was the biggest shot of my life. But when I got to the NBA, I had to prove myself all over again.
Tie game with 8 seconds left. The Bulls get it in play to Michael Jordan. No timeout. Michael into the front court. Left corner shot by Jordan. Goal! Oh! Oh! Oh!
don't always have to hit the last shot, but I do have to walk away knowing I did everything I could to win the game.
It's showtime here. Double team on Jordan. 3 seconds left. 2 seconds. 1 second. It's all over. Ellis doubled up. Zips it back outside. The ball loose. McDaniel had it stolen by Jordan. Michael's got a breakaway. This game is over.
I've never seen an athlete who could accept and take on a challenge night after night. He does it.
He wants the ball in 5 minutes left in the game when they're down 4-2. He wants the ball, and he thinks he can, pull out any situation.
Everybody in the arena, everybody in America that's watching the game knows that he's going to get the ball. Yet, once he gets his hand on the ball, somehow he defies odds and still comes up with the big baskets.
But the ultimate test of determination comes playoff time.
What happens, he clicks on, and all of a sudden, the ball is his, the game is his, and he'll go on a tear that usually isn't seen in this league very often.
Listen, this guy, stay up, watch, listen, stepping in. Stay on top, first of all.
He's gonna get the ball up top. When he gets it, he wants to drive right. He wants to drive right.
Play him straight up. Watch him pull it up for a quick shot on it.
No let down, no let down.
We only got 9 seconds, all right?
When you step on the floor, it doesn't matter how many times you've done it before. All that matters is that you do it now.
Dennis Rodman on Michael Jordan here now. And Dumars is with him also, as a matter of fact. Pippen finds Jordan. There it is. Rodman is on him, one-on-one. 5 seconds to go. Jordan off the glass. Yes!
Those are the moments you put in the hours of practice for. Those are the ones you never forget.
Michael on the drive across the lane. Turnaround shot. Got it. 63 for Jordan. A new NBA record. Jordan sees an opening in the lane. The reverse will fall.
Left. Bulls are down by 1. The whole season comes down to this. They're going to double off the ball. Pippen and Hodges will cross along the baseline. The inbounds pass comes into Jordan. Here's Michael at the foul line. A shot on Elo. Good! The Bulls win it! They win it! Set the Cleveland Cavaliers. Michael Jordan hits it at the foul line. 101 to 100.
I hustled and I hustled and I played as hard as I could. But it didn't matter. I still got cut.
All right, so why did you get cut?
Because I got abused. I mean, Coach had his mind made up. It was nothing I could do.
Well, you go back and change his mind. Look, when I first came into the league, all people thought of Michael Jordan was, look at him dunk, or how many points did he score? No one really knew I could play defense, but I showed him I could play defense. That's what you gotta do. You gotta show him that you're tough. You can do what you need to do to win. When I was a rookie, I surprised a lot of people with some of the things I could do offensively.
Jordan to Higgins, back to Jordan.
To Jordan, nice move on the baseline. Go! Bulls can cut it to 1 if they score. Here's Jordan down the middle all the way. Look at this crowd.
Even though I knew how hard I worked on defense, all anyone noticed was the way I scored.
There's a kaboom.
So So that made me work even harder to get that recognition as a complete player.
Yes, he dominates the game on the offensive end of the court, but he also dominates the game on the defensive end of the court. And that does more, not just for his team, but takes more away from the other team's confidence than anything that he can do offensively.
When I'm playing defense, I want to break down my opponent mentally. Not just the man I'm guarding. I want everyone on the other team to be looking over his shoulder, watching for me, thinking about where I am.
Thanks to Wilkins. Gerald Wilkins has it stolen by Jordan. Michael Jordan on the drive. He's got the jam, and the Bulls have the lead. Over the top, and Smith. His shot swatted out of there by Jordan.
Everyone on the floor is always aware of where Michael Jordan is.
His defense is an attacking kind of a defensive situation. The ball comes around me, it's in jeopardy because I'm going to knock it loose.
You know, he goes inside the phone booth and put on his Superman suit and, you know, he's everywhere.
I know when he's guarding me, you know, I have to watch not to put the ball out too far because, you know, he's just so quick.
Richmond here gets it stolen by Jordan. Put down.
The defense isn't the only part of my game that I worked hard to improve.
That's a Magic Johnson pass.
People always talk about Magic Johnson's passing ability, and they always talk about Larry Bird's passing ability, but it's rarely people really recognize Michael Jordan for the exceptional passer that he is.
Passing may not be as glamorous as dunking or blocking shots, but becoming a better passer is one of the most important things I've added to my game. Defense can double and triple team you, but if you find an open man, it'll make you twice as hard to stop. Every day I play, I want to get better. The day I stop improving is the day I walk away from the game.
He's a winner. He plays to win. He just doesn't play to do all the fancy things.
Jordan the rebound. Saves it in. What a save! What a play! Hustle play by Michael Jordan.
He can do so many things. He's a player in the league, probably the only player in the league I can think of that just has no weaknesses.
Jordan has it, and the Bulls come back with a chance in the lead. Jordan, head of the key, cuts left on the drive, and left hands to Neely. It's knocked away, but 2 grand, he lays it in.
He's been scoring champ. He's been defensive player of the year. He's been dunk champ. He's been everything. He wants to win.
Okay, but you're the best in the world. I probably could practice for the rest of my life, and still it wouldn't matter.
See, competing is not just a test for who's bigger or stronger. I mean, it really determines who has the bigger heart. And some people just don't have it. No matter what happens on the court, you still got to be able to compete for yourself.
But did you see the guys I was up against? They're bigger, they're stronger, and they're the same guys I gotta see tomorrow, again.
Yeah, maybe they are better. And yeah, maybe you will get cut again tomorrow. But I don't think, after all this time and practicing and playing, that deep down in your heart, you don't think you have a chance. Don't be afraid. Go find out. The best part of basketball is competing. For me, it begins as soon as I get to the arena, and I start to focus on that night's challenge. My pregame routine is always the same. I get out on the court early to shoot around. I clear my mind. And I visualize what I'm going to do. As the game gets closer, it's the only thing on my mind. When I hit the floor, I can feel the excitement in the air. It's almost game time, and I know I'm ready.
Chicago's got a pass and a Jordan! No! The bounce pass to Michael! Off to Jordan. Michael underneath for the dunk! Yeah. Power jam at Barkley's face! Now the Bulls beat the pressure. Jordan from Hudson. Look out!
Of all the guys I play against, there's one who definitely makes me rise to the occasion.
They go back to like the shootout. You know, it's like, okay.
Atlanta has the trap on, right side Paxson. Now they dish to Jordan for the dunk. Cross court to Dominique. Look out. 3-on-1 behind the back to Jordan for the dunk. Showtime.
We love to play against each other. You know, it's thrill to watch them play. You know, when we play against each other, we have some serious battles.
Mike come down and he said, and boom. Neat come down and he, boom. And they just go back and forth. And you know, Jordan had 30 at the quarter, Dominique had 22 at the quarter. And they'd be pointing at each other and, you know, yeah, come on with it. And they just go at it, you know, and it's good competition. You know, they're not trying to hurt each other, but they're playing hard against each other. They both trying to win. And after the game, they probably go out to the party.
But as much fun as it is playing against Dominique, my toughest battles are with Joe Dumars.
When it's time to step on the floor, it's all business. And It's not fun and games anymore. It's a war.
Here's Jordan, left baseline drive with a dunk.
95% of the plays are for Michael Jordan, and the other 5% end up in his hand anyway.
Michael starting his drive. Look at the spin move. Count it. And he's fouled.
You become consumed by Michael Jordan. You become consumed that he's out there.
Jordan and Dumars, they will go at each other for the full 48 or as long as both are in there.
When you make a mistake, it's not even a question of whether or not you're going to get burned. You're burned already.
Here's Jordan, a steal from Dumars, takes it in for the dunk. Michael Jordan went to Dumars.
No one plays me tougher than Joe. But when you're playing against the Pistons, that's only the beginning. With them, you're never going against just one guy.
Playing against Michael Jordan is the ultimate test for our defense.
If you could defend Jordan, you could defend anything in the league, anything in the world.
Play him straight up. Everybody cheat off your man. Gotta stay close.
That doesn't entail me playing you necessarily. It's our five playing you.
They do more than just play me. They punish me.
He takes a beating out on the floor. And, anytime he goes up for a shot in the lane, somebody's going to hammer him.
They even have their own set of rules for me, though they don't like to admit it.
The Jordan rules. Is that something you guys made up?
Jordan rule? No, I don't know what that is.
The Pistons make me work harder than any other team I've ever played against. We make each other work hard because neither of us will ever give up trying to find an advantage. That's why they're my ultimate challenge.
I pictured myself trying out 1,000,000 times. A whole year. And if I screw up tomorrow, it's all for nothing.
What's the worst thing about being cut, Walt?
Knowing that I was scared. And I didn't play my game.
When I first started to dunk, my biggest fear was that I wouldn't get up high enough to dunk the basketball. And well, I think at some point in time, you just gotta trust those feelings. You gotta trust that hard work has paid off. And you know what? I think it's time. Let's go. Dunking is such an overpowering way to score. It's only worth 2 points, but it can demoralize the other team. When I have the ball, I can see it in their eyes. They'll do anything they can to stop me from dunking on them. First, I take it right at them. If they cut me off, then I improvise. When I see an opening, I don't hesitate. I just attack the basket. Because when I take off, I feel like no one can stop it.
5, 4, 3, 2.
I like In Your Face particularly. I love that one when he comes down and just dunks on somebody.
Michael on the drive against Harper. Down the lane for the jump. A power jam with a right hand. Go to the hole for the jam. Right in the face of Merrill Bailey. Bounce dribble now to Jordan. Michael in from the left side. Jammed it right over Rollins.
It doesn't matter who's guarding. It doesn't matter who's there. Patrick, Elijah one, he's going to the basket.
To the game. Jordan got the step. Jordan down the lane. Off to Michael. Past him. Michael. Jordan.
I think his favorite dunk is the one where he gets on a breakaway and just jump right inside the free throw line and just turn sideways.
And like leaned towards the goal, and like he was looking down in it.
This is a marvelous dunk.
One that I like, he's dribbling the ball, and I think they at Philly. And Barkley is about to jump, but Michael's already in the air. And Barkley said, well, forget it, he's up there already. I like that.
I think the ones that are the most fun to watch is when he gets out in the open floor.
There's no hang time like Michael's.
Makes it look so easy. I mean, so graceful, like a ballerina.
I don't know whether I really fly or not, but I do know that when I'm up in the air, sometimes I feel like I don't ever have to come down.
Another breakout. Up to Michael. Coast to coast. Ahead to Jordan on a run. Give me some static. Give me some static. Give me some static. And on the drive into the left, all the way for the dunk and a foul. Michael back to the rack. Alley-oop to Jordan. Whoa. Jordan the drive in the lane jam.
That's it, Walt. You know, I think you might do all right tomorrow.
That's the way they play tough out there today. Good job.
Let's look deep inside. We've got to come together and keep hope alive. We've got to stand strong.
I know you like playing alone, but do you mind if I shoot with you?
It don't stop.
That was good. Says,
Don't stop. It don't stop. Don't stop. It don't stop.
ever since the day that I first wanted to, a voice would say to me, don't stop. So I always knew just what I had to do.
It was burning in my heart. Oh no, I can never let it go. So you can run and hide if you want to. Me, I'm gonna break right through. No matter what you do, remember, it's possible, it don't stop. Keeps on getting stronger. Oh, remember, it's possible, it don't stop. I can't hold back any longer. It don't stop.
Baby, take my heart into your head.
It don't stop.
That was good. I shouldn't have to lie about the way I feel. But you know by now that I am for real. Signs.
Got to go forward, you know. Oh, no, I could never let go. So you can run and hide if you want to. Me, I'm gonna break my through. No matter what you do, it's possible, it don't stop. Keeps on getting stronger. It's possible, it don't stop. I can't hold back any longer. It don't stop. It don't stop. It's possible, it don't stop. Keeps on getting stronger and stronger. Anything's possible, it don't stop. I can't hold back. Anything's possible, it don't stop. Keeps on getting stronger and stronger.
Just hanging out.
Where do you want to put him?
L.A., Hollywood.
Acting stuff.
The key is not just determined by who's bigger or stronger, it's who has the bigger heart. And I don't think everybody has that. See, scoring is not the only way to help your team. You gotta be able to pass. And I do think I can pass. Well,
Oh, you ready to drop some basketball money? Better now. Mike.
Yeah, let's do it one time.
Okay, let's do it.
If I mess it up, I mess it up.
No, it's good.
One time.
That's
for bloopers.
All right, now we got two opposite ends of the hair spectrum right here. You know?
Like before, after. Before, after.
All right, now we was playing.
But you can get one of these.
See, check this out. We was playing before.
I mean, this is like...
And Michael dunked it on me, okay? And I felt really bad until I saw him dance. Now I feel real good about myself.
I feel real equal.
Well, basically, you put your arms behind your back and bend your knees. Wiggle up and down, you with it ease. You're almost there, but to win the race, you got to make the Bill Cosby face. Tighten your lip, roll your eyes. Hello, like you're eating a big bowl of Jell-O.
He's on my leg.
I can never stop working hard. Each day I feel I have to improve. Hard work, determination. I've got to keep pushing myself. I remember when I was 5 years old, dunking in trash cans on my knees, waiting for that day I would be able to really do it. And then one day, it happened. I was in the 9th grade. It was a JV game, and I was only 5'8". Now, in practice, I've never been able to get up that high. But the adrenaline was pumping, and I just took off. It all happened so fast. I wasn't quite sure what I'd done. But you know, I just really loved that feeling. Hi, my name is Michael Jordan. I want you to take a trip with me and discover the secrets that I've known for many years. That man was truly destined to fly.
A young man with dreams of greatness on the baseball diamond, possessing the burning desire that could get him there. These are visions of what might have been. But reality has never looked so good. Yesterday's Little League hero has become today's most captivating athlete. His elegance on the court has transformed the game into an art form. A relentless competitor who fears no one. He overwhelms the opposition, patrolling the airways with a reckless abandon. He is an unyielding defender with uncanny instincts. Thriving in adversity, he will always find a way. And while strength is usually found in numbers, his comes from within.
I'll tell you a story that I think summed the whole thing up. We was playing Chicago in Salt Lake. They switched and put John Stockton on it, and he turned around and dunked on Stockton. So some guy got up and almost followed him down the sideline and said, "Hey, Jordan, pick on somebody your own size." Next time down the floor, he dunked on Mel Turpin. And went over and looked at the guy and said, "Was he big enough?"
His astounding ability seems boundless.
The guy literally is embarrassing the league. He's that good. He's a phenomenal player. There isn't anything he can't do.
Michael in from the left side, jammed it right over Rollins. Michael Jordan.
And in his quest for perfection, he takes the game to new heights.
The perfect player to me is probably 6'5", 6'6", 200 pounds,
jump like Michael Jordan, wear number 23 like Michael Jordan, and shoot like and play like Michael Jordan.
Jordan into the front court. In on Neil Wagner. Oh, what a dunk by Dale Ellis off to the right. Jordan on the drive. Ball's down underneath. Ball loose. McDaniel had it stolen by Jordan. Michael's got a breakaway. This game is over.
The lead pass to Michael Jordan. This spells trouble.
Jordan, who has it on the break, driving all the way in. Oh, God! An unbelievable move! He put it in and it counts!
But greatness sometimes springs from humble beginnings. As a 5'11" sophomore, young Michael was noticeably absent from the varsity team.
Yes, I'm the coach who cut Michael as a sophomore. We did it because we thought at the time it was the best thing for him and for our basketball program. He was still growing, he was a good ball player, but we didn't think he was good enough yet to really make the contribution on the varsity that we felt we needed.
Determined to prove his coach wrong, Michael worked harder than ever, growing 4 inches and improving dramatically over the next 2 years. He would shatter all of Laney's scoring records while leading the Buccaneers to their first ever conference championship. The high school All-American chose the University of North Carolina, and academic advice was soon to follow.
And I told him to go into math, that that's where the money was, which I think's hilarious. He probably does too.
Concerned about Michael's future employment, Laney's principal wanted him to attend
The Air Force academies are always a very excellent educational choice, and certainly the commitment to the armed forces would have given him employment after college.
This one-man squadron would eventually form his own Air Force, Air Jordan. Chapel Hill, home of the University of North Carolina, a school rich in basketball tradition. Initially, skepticism arose as to whether Michael could excel at the college level.
Coming up in high school, I wasn't that known as a basketball player. I wasn't that known until I came to North Carolina, and no one in Wilmington thought I could really step in and play a lot of time. I mean, everyone felt I was going to go to North Carolina and sit on the bench for 4 years and then come back home and work at a local gas station or something.
But no one anticipated that fame would come so quickly.
The tie, 18. Shot, Jordan! Michael Jordan!
In the 1982 championship game versus Georgetown, the freshman had delivered to Coach Smith his first national title. And a star was born.
And a lot of people didn't know I existed until I got here. So when I hit that shot, I felt like I was different. You know, I won a national championship. I think the people started to recognize my talents more, and I started to get more publicity in that sense. So I think that shot really put me on the map, if you want to say.
Michael's winning basket propelled him into the national spotlight, and a new aura of confidence was apparent to all.
What Michael really did was improve considerably between his freshman and sophomore year. He grew a couple inches, he matured physically, and just became a sensational player. He was very inconsistent as a freshman, but he's one of the most competitive ones we've ever had in our drills. He wanted to get better, and then he had the ability to get better.
There's a steal by Doherty. Here comes Michael Jordan.
Matt Doherty passes to Jordan. I guess that is a pretty fitting end to the ballgame. Jordan, look at that! Kenny Smith looking for Jordan.
In practice, Michael barraged his teammates with his game-time moves.
We always had to go against each other every day, and trying to stop him was just, it was a joke, really. Of course, we had to force him baseline, he'd get around the baseline, it was dunk, and then you go in the locker room after practice, and he would remind you all night long.
Jordan coasted through his sophomore campaign, capturing Player of the Year honors. But the pressures of a #1 ranking hindered his play early in his junior season. The excessive expectations had him trying too hard to please others, and he needed guidance to redirect his focus.
Coach Smith could notice it. I mean, he showed me film from my sophomore year and the beginning of my junior year, and it looked like a total different person. It made me see exactly what success had done to me, and I was able to deal with it from that point on. I remember we were playing NC State, and I cut my hair. I was bald-headed. I said, I'm washing away with the way I started off with the season. I set my own expectations of myself, and I just started to play better basketball.
Michael would rebound beautifully,
About 14. Rebound.
dominate the competition, and go on to lead the ACC in scoring. But after being named the top collegiate in the nation for the second consecutive season, he made the difficult decision to walk away from Chapel Hill and forego his senior year.
Well, to tell you the truth, I really just decided, I guess, an hour and a half ago. I didn't know I was, 50-50, and I talked to Coach this morning, and he helped me, and my parents helped me, and everything looks bright for me, and it's I think the future holds. Hopefully the best for me, and I just, I felt that would be better for me to start now while I'm young.
Although Michael went hardship, he returned to Carolina the following summer to get his degree. More immediately, he was about to become the cornerstone of a rebuilding Chicago franchise.
The Chicago Bulls picked Michael Jordan of the University of North Carolina.
In preparation for the Los Angeles Olympics, Jordan led Team USA to a 9-0 record in a series of exhibitions against NBA talent.
What I liked most about Mike was the fact that like everybody, he had some lapses in play and how hard he played, and yet all you had to do with him was go up and take him by the arm and say, Michael, you're not playing as well as you can play. And he'd just kind of look at you and grin and say, I know. And he'd go out and play harder, and he'd play better. And you put his willingness to compete with his athletic ability and his basketball skill, and that's why I simply have always said, since having had a chance to be around him, that he's just the best player I've ever seen play.
Named team co-captain by Bobby Knight, Michael made it clear he would have no problems with the fiery coach.
And he wants the best for his players, and really that's somewhat similar to Coach Smith, except for the language, but I can get up with that.
When the moment arrived, Michael was all business. The 23rd Olympiad would provide the forum. The glory of a gold medal was paramount. And playing against the rest of the basketball world, Michael would tower above the competition. The United States had a team deep in talent, but Jordan would emerge as the undisputable driving force. With Michael leading the team in scoring, the Olympic squad routed the opposition by an average margin of 33 points en route to a stellar 8-0 record. The gold medal game versus Spain was no different. Spearheading the blowout was the skinny kid from Wilmington, whose Olympic brilliance will always be remembered.
That was a special moment for me because I guess I can go back to his childhood days, and he always said to me, one day I'll be Olympian, and I said, yeah, sure. And then to win the gold medal, I mean, it was so thrilling. It was one of my special moments, and I always remember when he put it around my neck. That was a special bond that I guess will be with me in memories that no one would take away from me.
It was in this house in Wilmington, North Carolina, where Michael's parents taught him the values of hard work and how to set goals to achieve his dreams. But it was his daily battles in the backyard with his older brother Larry that fueled his competitive drive.
Sanders ahead to Paxson. Pax with a lob for Jordan. Jordan steals it. Michael in deep. Turnaround shot.
We used to play an awful lot. We would play every day. And I always normally beat him.
The thing that always drove Michael crazy was that Larry would beat up on him so much. And I think that he really got competitive playing his own brother.
So he really helped me create some determination in myself to beat him. If I could beat him, I felt I could beat anybody. And finally, when I started to grow and my skills started to catch up with my height, I started to beat him convincingly.
Equally deserving of the credit is someone who showed him how to put it through the hoop.
Keep your eye on the rim and concentrate.
Like this. Like that?
No, like this. Like this. Like this. Like this, Michael. And now give it some razzle-dazzle.
That's my mom.
Obviously, Michael derives his athletic ability from his mother's side. But how does one explain his 6'6" frame? After all, there hasn't been a Jordan over 6 feet in recent memory.
I joke with my mother all the time about that. I often ask her how tall was the mailman or the milkman.
Everybody, before they talk to me, like maybe I talk to someone on the phone and they go, well, how tall are you? You know, I go, oh, I'm only 5'5", and they go, but how is Michael so tall? Who else is tall? And I go, Michael's the only tall in my family, and my dad's next, but he's only 6 feet. And they go, well, why is that? I go, I don't know, but I've seen the milkman, and I know it's not him.
I've thought about that often, and I've come to one conclusion. Occasionally, you'll meet people that you look at and you just know that they were born to do one thing. And God looked at Michael and knew that this kid would starve if he had to work. So he says, I better make an athlete out of him.
So is it true Mr. Jordan would find Michael hanging from his chin-up bar, stretching himself in an attempt to grow taller?
I tried to do that. I always wanted to be 7 feet. And I never could get that tall. I tried it a few times. I saw it on TV a few times, on the Brady Bunch or something like that, I saw that. And I tried to do it, and it didn't. I don't think it worked, but I'm tall, so it may have.
And your dad's reaction when he found out?
He thought I was nuts.
And that's exactly what he drove NBA defenses. Staging an aerial display, the rookie left fans awestruck. Collecting rave reviews at every stop. Often unbelievable when running the floor. He was virtually unstoppable in the air. Air Jordan had landed, and the NBA would never be the same. More than just a scorer, the emerging superstar sought to create for others. Quickly becoming Chicago's leader, he sparked the Bulls with his contagious intensity. Michael was high-stepping his way to instant legend status and having a great time along the way.
They have outscored the Bucks 9-0 here. Oh, here comes Mr. Jordan is right.
Everyone was trying to catch a glimpse of Jordan's high wire act. And he sent no one home disappointed. Chicago was his. The Bulls were a hot ticket. And Michael was heir apparent to the title of NBA's premier ambassador. In only a year's time, he journeyed from Chapel Hill to Olympic stardom. With a schedule so hectic, he had to wait for a Bulls West Coast road trip to pick up the College Player of the Year award, which fit nicely alongside his next trophy, the NBA Rookie of the Year. Injury. An athlete's worst nightmare. Not even the NBA's most celebrated performer could escape its wrath. In only the third game of his second professional season, Michael would hobble to the bench in great pain. But no one could foresee that almost an entire season would be lost. Trying to adjust was not an easy task.
Mentally, it was very hard for me to deal with because I wanted to get out and play. I was so used to playing whenever I wanted to play. And here I couldn't play because of my injury.
At first, the 4-week prognosis was something Michael could deal with. But as the weeks turned into months, his frustration mounted with each passing game. The unfamiliar role of bystander had Michael at wit's end, and he needed to find a way to lessen the pain. Seeking comfort, the legendary Tar Heel returned to Chapel Hill. It was in this gym where the rehabilitation process would begin. Michael renewed his fervor for the game as his foot continued to get stronger.
Once I got that confidence and the feeling in the foot was getting stronger as I continued to play, it wasn't nothing anyone could have said that could stop me.
But concerned about re-injury, the Bulls wanted to delay his return. A rigorous training regimen was implemented to secure full recovery. Patiently, Michael waited for his day to come.
Checking into the game for the Bulls. He's back! Number 23, Michael Jordan!
Everybody told me, you're a fool for playing. You should go home and relax and come back next season, see what happens.
There's the double.
Jordan, Michael!
Jordan was playing better than ever, but fearing a career-ending setback, Chicago's coaching staff limited his play to only 7 minutes a half. The star's patience was extended once again.
Once I got that opportunity to play, I felt I had to prove to people that I knew what I was doing. I was a competent individual. I wasn't doing anything to jeopardize my career. I really felt that I was healthy, I was back, and I wanted to make the playoffs. I always said that once I'm in Chicago, if I have anything to do with it, to make the playoffs each year.
Dateline, the playoffs. Mighty Boston sought their 16th World Championship. And for one afternoon, the time-honored legacy of Celtic pride would be confronted by the wave of the future. Time restraints were lifted. And Michael would make the most of his opportunity. A constant presence at both ends of the floor, he single-handedly dismantled the Celtic attack. Rendered helpless by his offensive onslaught, the core of the Celtics all tried their hands at stopping him, but without success. Even the most legendary of them all was helpless as Michael continued to score at a frantic pace. Absent for 62 games, Jordan sought retribution for lost time. On the verge of shattering a single-game scoring record, there was nothing that would stand in his way.
Michael on the drive across the lane, turnaround shot, got it! 63 for Jordan! A new NBA record has been set in the Boston Garden.
When I'm on my game, when I'm really on like I was in Boston, I don't think there's too many people that can stop me. I don't think there's anybody can stop me. And once I got off to a good start, it felt like I couldn't stop. You know, I could run for days and not really stop. I just wish that the game didn't have to stop. We could play on and on. We'd probably still be playing now the way I felt.
This historic feat secured a place in basketball annals. But for others, the entire experience since Michael's return was unsettling.
But the first few games, obviously, I was on the edge of my seat most of the time because, you know, God forbid something would have happened. And I'll feel much more comfortable this summer because Michael's going to play a lot of golf and very little basketball.
Yes, sir.
We'll take her.
We'll take it.
Well publicized is Michael's passion for golf and the seclusive surroundings that the sport affords.
I mean, it's peaceful. You're out here on the course where you can't get any phone calls. You know, people can't bother you. It's really a relaxing situation. No, that's short. Yeah, that's there. That's short. You don't compete against the next guy who's playing with you. You compete against the course. One day you can shoot 74, next day you can shoot 84. That's the game of golf. You know, you never really can conquer it. You can only contain it and hold it for a little while, and then it just goes. The mind comes into this game so much. It comes into basketball too, but sometimes your skills can overcome the mind a little bit. But In golf, if your mind's not in it, you can forget it. The free throw situation, you know, it's similar. Putting and free throws is the same. And consistency and the skill of, you know, going through the same motion every time. I take that. That's the ticket.
That's it.
That's the ticket. Woo!
Well, I have played golf with Michael before, and it's probably the only time that he keeps his tongue in his mouth, other than when he's wagging it, telling me how good he is. Other than that, I just really enjoy taking money from him.
Smart Money says it doesn't happen too often.
In the hole. I take it.
Perhaps a career after basketball is in the making.
That's a jump shot. Now that's a jump shot.
But for Michael Jordan, the future is now. He lives and plays with style and charisma. And just may be the most identifiable athlete in all of sports. First, his attire, baggy shorts and the wristband on the forearm. And then there is the ever-present tongue.
As far as I can remember, it originated from my granddad. My granddad stuck his tongue out, and if I'm working on my car or something around the house, I find myself going, you know, really concentrating.
Like father, like son. Michael's distinct on-court fashion has even caught the eye of the world of modeling. With his striking good looks and his charming demeanor, the megastar is a natural. Having transcended the realm of sports, Michael has been courted by innumerable product lines and in the process has become one of the hottest commodities in the advertising industry. With his exposure at an all-time high, Michael can go nowhere without attracting attention. Though the marketing of Michael Jordan has become big business, he has kept his sense of humor. Even when attending to business, he always seems to manage to have a good time.
You got it. You got it.
That he is only the 9th athlete to be offered a place on the Wheaties box is a true measure of his stature. But fame and fortune have truly not changed Michael. And despite his meteoric rise in popularity, he has retained a firm grip on his sense of perspective.
And now.
Although Jordan spends a good deal of time in the air, his values are firmly down to earth.
I was taught right from wrong. I was always involved in the boys' club when I was smaller. So I was able to step up and be an outspoken person against things that I didn't want to be involved in. So don't blow it. Don't do drugs. If you're doing it, stop it. Get some help. McDonald's wants you to give yourself a chance to find out all the wonderful things you really can be. And so do I. I could have easily had parents that didn't care and let me hang out late nights and, you know, hang out with the wrong crowd, but I wasn't brought up that way, and it was easy for me to distinguish away from the environment that I wanted to be with and the environment that I didn't want to be with.
Michael is like a Pied Piper for fans of all ages, and fortunately, he leads them in only positive directions.
I was always taught never forget where you came from. My parents, if I changed as a person, they would be the first ones to tell me that, and they haven't told me yet, so I'm doing well. But I always wanted to be an easygoing guy. My personality is that I'm outgoing, I love people, I love being around people, I love kids. So if I didn't have the personality to do it, it would be tough. But my personality fits this mold very easily. You know, I don't want to be isolated from people. I think when you isolate yourself from people, then you feel that you're better than people. I don't feel that I'm better than you or the next person. But I think in society, sometimes they view you to be better than the next person. And I don't think that's fair, but there's a lot of things in society that's not fair. You just have to live by it. And I wish everybody could be viewed equal. But I don't think it's ever going to be that way.
No sight inspires more fear in would-be defenders than this offensive juggernaut.
If I get the ball, you're at mercy of whatever I want to do. There's nothing that you can say or do about it if I'm on my game. The feeling is you own the ball, you own the game, you own the guy who's guarding you. You can actually play him like a puppet.
Few puppet masters apply their trade as skillfully as Michael. He simply takes over a game whenever he chooses.
When I'm playing really good, that's the feeling that I have.
An unparalleled shot maker, his offensive repertoire is limitless. Regarded as the greatest scorer since Wilt Chamberlain, his peerless athleticism makes him the most formidable weapon on the court today. Jordan attacks the basket as though possessed. And he lights up NBA scoreboards at a dizzying pace. Not solely a scoring machine, Michael dominates defensively as well, bringing a cerebral approach to shutting down his opponents.
First, I observe how he handles the ball. If he has great handle with the ball, then it's going to be more difficult for me to steal the ball from him. But if he doesn't, then it's different ways. You know, I can trick him one way and reach around him, or just go straight at him and go for the steal. But if he handles the ball very well, you almost have to sneak up on him.
Initially famous for his offensive brilliance, in a sense, Michael did sneak up on the NBA defensively. But in 1988, his tenacious play earned him Defensive Player of the Year honors and the recognition he so richly deserved.
To say Michael Jordan doesn't play defense is ridiculous. Interestingly enough, great players never want to be one-dimensional. And I think the one thing that bothered Michael more than anything else is that he got no credit for his defense.
Well, it's been a goal of mine to really get that recognition that I want on the defensive end. You know, right now I'm still getting most of the recognition on the offensive end because I'm averaging 34 points, but the defensive end is where I really want some recognition because it takes a little bit off of that all offense and, you know, averaging 37 points or whatever, leading the league in scoring. That's an image that I don't want to project, that I just shoot and I just score and I'm just an offensive player. That's something that I don't want to be remembered as. People ask me, you really think you can fly? I say, yeah, for a little while. It may be a split second, but it's flying. And I think people are amazed by that because they wish they could do it. And it makes me continue to work hard to keep making these people dream and enjoy their dreams.
Michael's airborne ballet is very much about dreams. Dreams of unearthly grace, of unrestrained freedom, of majestic power. Dreams of flight. For Michael and his fans, basketball is a way of sharing a fantasy. Like a small group of aerial voyagers, Michael evokes images of the stratosphere, the visions which dreams are made of. Michael may be able to achieve the unbelievable on the basketball court, but to those who look up to him, he is a very real person who possesses the rare gift to both capture their imagination and touch their hearts.
He's just, if I must say, again, I'm proud of him. He is my son, but he is a good person.
And he's a pretty good basketball player, too. Entrancing to watch, his performances capture the gamut of emotions. No one in the stands is more moved than his family.
When he comes home, I talk to him just like he's one of my boys. And I can't get in my mind that he's in a different. But when I walk into the stadium and 18,000 people are standing there hollering and screaming, sometimes you want to cry, you break out with goosebumps, and you just get all of these eerie feelings. And naturally, you have to be very, very proud.
And they may never have been prouder than during the 1988 All-Star Weekend, when their son capped 2 days of thrilling his hometown Chicago fans by soaring away with the slam dunk title and the game's MVP trophy. Throughout his life, Michael Jordan has met all obstacles head-on. One can only imagine what challenges he has yet to conquer. This is something to savor as we look forward to more spectacular moments from the world's most breathtaking athlete.